So guys, one of the most popular videos we have on the channel currently are people experiencing issues after they've upgraded to iOS 13. There's been a lot of questions asked, so we figured we would go through and try to help with some of those answers. Instead of answering them individually in the comment section of those videos, we're gonna go ahead and create a video here where we go over some of the most popular questions or issues asked about iOS 13. I'm gonna answer some of those here and give you some troubleshooting steps you can take to start addressing some of those problems. So let the download begin. And if you're new here and you want to learn how to use and troubleshoot your devices, plus some other cool tech stuff, we can help. All you need to do is hit that subscribe button and that bell for notifications so you don't miss when we release some cool, helpful content. So right off the bat though, there is a new update available that fixes some of the Bluetooth connectivity issues a lot of people have been having. Also, it addresses some of the Mail app issues that some people are having. So if you're having any of those particular issues, right off the bat, you should definitely go and update that. Should hopefully fix the issues that you're having with Bluetooth and any kind of Mail app. Let's get to the Q&A. So our first question, after upgrading to iOS 13, my iPhone doesn't ring or vibrate at all for incoming calls. So this was also a known bug issue for iOS 13 that has been addressed. So if your phone just isn't ringing or is not vibrating when somebody's calling, then you can actually just go in and run that update and that should address the issue. It's one of the bugs that were fixed with the most recent update. So the other one is, after upgrading to iOS 13, I now have a ton of drop calls. So this is another common problem that a lot of people have been having, and a couple of steps you can actually use to resolve this issue. Go into your control panel, turn on airplane mode, wait about 5 or 6 seconds, and then tap to turn it off. You can also check to make sure your do not disturb settings are on, and that's basically in your settings, and there's a do not disturb setting there. You can also check to make sure that that particular phone number is not on the block numbers list, and that's in your settings, the phone application, and block contacts. Make sure that call forwarding isn't turned on for some weird reason in the settings, phone and call forwarding, make sure that's switched off. And then you also want to check to see if silent unknown callers is turned on. If this setting is turned on, callers must be listed in your contacts or in your recent settings for them to come through to your phone. It's almost like a privacy detection system. And with this setting on, also bear in mind that calls from like third-party application like WhatsApp may actually not come through your phone. So if you're having issues with that as well, you may want to go in and check the setting to make sure it's not turned on your phone. The next thing you want to do is check to make sure your software is updated to the latest iOS 13 deployment. You also want to try to power off your phone, remove your SIM card, leave it out for a couple seconds and reinsert the SIM card. This has been known to fix that problem as well. And if all else fails, you want to go in and reset your network settings. So you go to settings, you go to general, you hit reset, and then you're going to hit that reset network settings option at the bottom. So after upgrading to iOS 13, my battery drains really quickly. So this is also a known issue for iOS 13. One of the things you can actually do, weirdly enough, to fix this issue, a lot of users have found that if you just plug your phone into the charger, leave it connected to Wi-Fi, leave it plugged in for an hour or so, it kind of self-corrects itself if you have been experiencing excessive battery drain. This is kind of a self-correcting way for that to be fixed. But if that doesn't work, we're going to go in and troubleshoot it the way we normally do. First thing you want to do is check to see if there's any updates that could be included in the bug fixes that resolves the problem. You want to also go through and update any kind of individual applications that could be running in the background causing a power drain because they're not either compatible with iOS 13 or the bug fixes for those particular applications in iOS 13 haven't been released yet. Go into the App Store, go into your account, and you can update from there. And you can also just go into your battery settings and check to see what applications are using the most battery, and that can kind of weed out which application you may want to check for an update for. And then you can also go in there and check your battery health just to make sure everything is copacetic there. It may be something that's wrong with the battery itself. It could just be a coincidence that it's upgraded to iOS 13 and you're having a battery drain. It could be something that's with your battery, so you always want to check the health of the battery overall. And then you want to go into your settings, general, background application refreshes, and then you can just toggle that off and then turn it back on really quickly, and that should reset any kind of background app refresh issues that could be causing the problem. Check your brightness displays. Updating sometimes can adjust the settings in your phone. So if your brightness display was at one setting before, updating and resetting can adjust the brightness displays to a default setting, and that can cause an issue with your battery as well. And while you're at it, just check to make sure the different settings haven't been enabled. Go into your settings, go to display and brightness, and maybe switch off the raise to wake feature that can use up a lot of battery. And try toggling on low power mode and toggling it back off. This is almost, it's acting like a battery reset as well. The low power mode is going to be in your settings in your battery option, you have the low power mode option there. Just turn it on for a couple seconds and turn it back off. You want to try to turn off location services in settings, privacy, and location. That can help with battery as well. And you could also just force reboot the phone, and that's basically just powering it off, leaving it off for a couple of seconds, turning it back on, and see if that helps fix your problem. So the next one is, after updating to iOS 13, contacts have been lost. If some of the contacts that you have are missing, you can always use iCloud to restore them without overwriting the current data that's in your phone. So if you go into settings, you click on your name, you go to iCloud, and you go to contacts, you can switch contacts on. If it's off, your device will give you the option to sync previous contacts. You can keep the ones that are in your phone and just merge the two together, and that should restore any contacts that were missing initially. You can also try a hard reset on your phone. Again, just powering it off, leaving it off for a couple seconds, and then powering it back on. You can also just resync your contacts with iCloud, similar to what we did before, and then just use iCloud as your default for contacts. So if you tap the settings, contacts, default account, you're going to make sure you switch that to iCloud, and that will use all the contacts that are currently stored or backed up in your iCloud as your main contact source. You also want to try to reset all settings in the iPhone as well. So if you go into general settings, scroll to the bottom and reset all settings, after the settings have been reset, then try that resyncing of the iCloud contacts once more to see if that helps. And if none of that's working, you can just do a factory reset on the iPhone and then restore from an iTunes or iCloud backup that has all the contacts that you were looking for previously. So another one is, after upgrading to iOS 13, my GPS just doesn't work or shows the wrong location. So with this one, what you can do is, again, turn on airplane mode for a couple of seconds, just leave it on and then turn it back off. That's going to reset all the settings that you currently have. See if that resolved the issue. If not, you can go into your general settings and reset all settings. You also want to check to make sure your location-based services is toggled on. If it is toggled on, you can go in and just turn it off really quickly and turn it back on to reset it. And then you also want to go into your settings and tap date and time, tap set automatically, just to kind of update all the information that's in the settings itself. You also want to make sure you check for any current updates. Again, if you're not running the latest version of iOS, go ahead and update to that version, and that can help fix any issues you may be having. And also just try a force reset. Again, just reboot your phone for a couple of seconds, leave it off, turn it back on, and see if that helps with your problem. So another one is, after updating to iOS 13, I lost my photos. So this one, if you go into your photo app, one of the easiest and quickest ways you can check to see if any photos were recently deleted is just to check the recently deleted folder to see if the photos that you're looking for are in that current folder. If they are, then you can just simply restore them to your device and your iCloud account, and hopefully that's the easiest way to do it. If not, you can just turn on the iCloud photo gallery, and that should sync down any photos that are currently stored in your iCloud back down to your device. You can try to do a force reset on the device itself. Just power it off for a couple of seconds, power it back on, make sure it's connected to a Wi-Fi connection, and once it's back up, check to see if your photos have been restored. If that doesn't work, then you can try, again, restoring your phone from a backup. So just completely wipe your phone, restore it from a previous backup that has all your photos saved, and that should restore it to where it was initially. And another one is, after upgrading to iOS 13, my phone randomly shuts down for no reason. So this one, you can just do a force reset on the phone, just power it off for a couple of seconds, power it back up. A lot of times when your phone is rebooting, it's because some information in the phone itself just isn't working the way that it's supposed to, so it's trying to restart the phone in order for that information to update. Just powering it down, leaving it off yourself can cause any kind of stale information to update on the phone and hopefully stop the resetting of it. You can check to make sure you're at the latest iOS. That's a theme that's running through this entire video. Updating caused the problem, but updating more can help fix the problem. Check your storage to see if there's any kind of storage issues. Sometimes if you have a lot of storage problems, or if your storage is very limited, your phone can try to restart to clear up some information or clear up some cached information in order to make sure your storage becomes available. That can cause a reset problem. Try going into your general settings and resetting all settings to see if that helps. And if not, again, you can just completely wipe the phone and restore from a previous backup. Again, there could just be some stale information that's in there that's causing the iPhone to reset, and resetting from a known good backup can help fix that. So guys, hopefully this video helped you fix some of the issues you're having with iOS 13. If you're having any issues we didn't cover in this video, share them in the comment section below this video. We'll probably just make another video to address any new problems that pop up as we go on. So make sure you update to the latest iOS, kind of fix any problems you may already be having. Until then guys, you can check out this video if if you want to learn a little bit more about improving the battery life on your overall device. And this is something that YouTube believes you'd enjoy watching. Guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, subscribe with that bell for notifications so you don't miss when we release some cool, helpful content like this one. Until next time, guys. Peace.